to another long clippings video by Lawn Fawn. Today we are doing a really fun sticky back canvas pattern paper transfer technique using our bright side papers. We're also going to use grand greetings, chevron backdrops, and flutter by. This is the paper we're going to use right there, the Smell the Roses paper, and then some Claudine Helmuth sticky back canvas. So what we're going to do is take some of the sticky back canvas, and I just cut a piece that's 1.5 inches by 11, and I cut a piece of pattern paper to match it. And we're going to take the side that we want, and we're going to adhere that part to the sticky canvas. So pick the pattern that you want, and then actually stick that part to the canvas. This is a technique that I learned in a Claudine Helmuth class a couple years back that I think is so cool, and I thought it would be fun to try it with the bright side papers and get kind of a different look with our papers. So it's really, really fun. So what you're going to do is go ahead and make sure that's stuck down pretty well, and then just trim off any extra canvas that you might have. And you could cut any shape of canvas for this, a circle, a square, a long strip like this, anything you can think of. And right here I'm just taking this little scraper and I'm running it along the paper to make sure that it's really well stuck on the sticky back canvas, because you don't want to make sure, you want to make sure that that paper doesn't come off when we do the technique. You could use an acrylic block or a spatula or anything, the side of a book, anything to make sure that it's really stuck on there well. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and make some score marks with my scissors here. This is a pretty thick paper, and so I want to make sure that when we spray water on it that we can really tear the paper off and that it works pretty well. So I'm just making some random score marks. If you've used a copy paper for this, like a printer paper, you probably wouldn't need to, but since it's a thicker scrapbook paper, it's nice to add those lines. It'll help you along. So I just grabbed my craft mat here just so I don't get water all over my desk, and I'm just using this spray bottle, and I'm going to go ahead and spray water pretty liberally all over this strip of sticky back canvas and pattern paper. So I'm making sure that it's really wet and the water's spread around really well. And I'm going to go ahead and take my finger and start rubbing it on the paper until I actually peel up the paper. So you're going to see right there, it's going to start peeling up, and it's going to leave the other side of the paper onto the canvas. So you just kind of keep pushing it, and this takes a little while to kind of keep rolling all this paper off, but it looks so cool. It's totally worth it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just keep doing that, and you'll see kind of some white fuzzies are left. You kind of keep rubbing that until you see the pattern showing through. Now, because I did a pretty long strip, I actually went ahead and even sprayed some more water on there to make sure I could really get the paper off. Especially at the end, my paper had dried up a little bit. So it's okay to add some water to help you along with getting all of this paper off. So right now you can see how cool it looks. It's got these little white fuzzies on it. I actually think that looks really neat, so you could leave it at this stage and do that then, or you can add some multi-medium gloss to it. And this is going to help the design kind of pop and get those white fuzzies off. You could also use something like that Mod Podge I just showed you, or anything from your acrylic paint aisle, any kind of multi-medium, just to kind of add a little bit of gloss and make the design pop a little bit. So I'm just taking some on my finger and I'm just rubbing it into the canvas, and you can see there how the colors are showing through and those little white fuzzies are coming off some, which is kind of nice. So right here, I put it all over the whole sheet, and you could let it air dry, but I wanted to make my card right away, so I decided to use my heat gun and just make sure that it was dry. And you can see as it dries, the pattern even pops even more. And you can see here that I left some of the white fuzzies on there because I kind of like that look, but you could have kept peeling off the paper and kept adding multi-medium till it was a little bit cleaner if you wanted that look. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and just cut a little notch in the paper and then just start tearing it because my piece was a little bit big. And I love that you can tear it, and I love the little fuzzies that come on the side when you tear it this way. But if you did want a really clean look, you could definitely cut it with your scissors and get a cleaner look too. I like that you can kind of make it work for your project depending on what you're doing. But I just love those little canvas fuzzies on the side. So right now I'm using the petite paper pack and some cream cardstock. I just die cut some circles and a little scallop circle there for my card. And what I'm going to do is we're going to end up pleating that canvas on there, but first I want to add some chevron backdrops on there. I'm using antique linen distress ink. I wanted something really, really subtle, and this is a great color for subtle because it's going to blend right into that cream and look really, really good. So right here we've got our chevron backdrops, the little fine lines, and when I ink this up, I'm making sure that I don't ink it up perfectly because I want a distressy, shabbier look. I'm kind of going for that look on this card. And so I like the idea of it just kind of being a little imperfect, and you can see there as my camera focuses that I didn't stamp everything perfectly, and it's got a cool kind of distressed older look to it. But to even add to that look even more, I'm going to go ahead and use my foam ink blending tool and some more antique linen distress ink and add that on there too. I really wanted the chevron lines to really blend in, and I wanted a bit of a creamier paper. So I love that I can add however much I need with the ink blending tool and really make it work for my project. This is Grand Greetings. I love these large scale greetings. They're really great for making simple cards. Since I spent so much time on the canvas before, I wanted to make a pretty simple card to show it off. So a large greeting like this works really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and add this canvas on there now, and I want a pleated look. So what I'm going to do is take some adhesive. You could use a tape runner. I'm using this score tape, but anything really would work. And I'm going to go ahead and line 2 lines of that so it adheres to my whole canvas. And I'm going to have this sticky go around to the back too. And that's so I can start my canvas off on the back just like that and then start pleating. So what I'm going to do is stick down part of it and then do a little pleat fold and then stick down the next part and then pleat it again and stick it down and fold it back again and stick it down and just keep doing that until it covers my whole card. And I just love this look, and the canvas is pretty stiff, so it actually really holds the pleats really well without having to add any stitching or anything. And then the last little bit I went ahead and stuck on the back where I had put some adhesive on the back of the card. It makes it look a little bit cleaner that way. So I went ahead and looked at my card and I'm like, gosh, the top is kind of empty. So I thought some stitching lines might look kind of cute and kind of add some interest to the top. So I just went ahead and did it all the way down to the canvas border. I left the bottom blank because there's so much interest with the canvas on the bottom. I thought some more on the top would be great. And I looked at it again and I'm like, gosh, it's really missing something. So I decided to add this butterfly from Flutterby. I had actually colored this earlier, and I have a little teacup on my desk just filled with embellishments, which is just, you know, like little stamp things that I've cut out and haven't used, so that it's perfect for times like this when I look at a card and I go, gosh, it's just missing something. So it was a great way to add it. And next week I'm going to show you how to do that watercolor technique with the butterflies. It uses distress ink markers. It's really fun. So right now I have another circle that I've cut, and I'm just doing a score line there. I think it's about 3/4 of an inch down to create the back of my card. So I'm making sure that it's folded really, really well. And then what I always do, because I've adhered these on incorrectly before, is I go ahead and make sure that the fold works for my card. So if I had done it that way, then it wouldn't fold well. So I make sure that works, and then I know where to put my adhesive. So it folds perfectly, and right there I'm going to add my adhesive just to the top. And I'm using tape runner, but you could use any kind of glue really. And then I'm just going to line it up and adhere it to get this custom circle card. I love that you can get any kind of shape that you would want by doing this technique. So that is the card, and there is my extra little piece of canvas that I can use for another card coming up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!